Welcome to the tutorial for negative rational exponents. This is an extension on negative exponents. So a rational exponent, obviously we're talking about fractions, using fractions as the exponents. So if we look at an example and with our steps, so our example we're going to be looking at is 9 to the negative 2/3. Now the first step is to write as the reciprocal. So the exponent is positive. So that means our 9 to the negative 2/3 becomes 1 over 9 to the 2/3. And I know that that equals 9 to the 2/3. If I take 9 squared, that's 81 to the 1/3. And I know that 81 to the 1/3 can be written as the cubed root of 81. And remember, it's on the denominator of the fraction. The next thing you're going to have to do is, which I have done here, is you are writing the expression as a radical, which is what we did in this step here. Now I also could have wrote it as the cubed root of 9 all squared, or the cubed root of 9 squared. Remember, I could have written it as any one of these forms. The third step is to actually solve the expression. So that means if I take the cubed root of 81, then you would find the answer. I'm just going to rewrite that as a decimal. Which comes to, it's very long. It's 4.326748 and blah, 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 blah. So if you're using a different number, obviously, you may be able to work it out. So let's look at one that is a little easier to solve without having to use a calculator. So let's look at the expression, and we're going to follow the steps. So we're going to look at 16 over 25, all to the exponent negative 3 over 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is write it as the reciprocal, so the exponent is positive. So that equals 25 over 16. 3 over 2 is the exponent. Now I'm going to write the expression as a radical. So if I take it as a radical, it's going to be the square root of 25 over 16, and I'm going to write that all cubed. So it's easier for me to solve the square root of 25 over 16 because both 25 and 16 are perfect squares. So I can solve that first. So I have 5 over 4 all cubed, and that equals 125 over 64. So let's have you try. I have A, 8 to the negative 2/3, and then I have 25 over 36 to the 1/2. Pause the video and come back for the answer. Welcome back, and you should have gotten for A, 1/4 as your answer, and for B, you should have gotten 6 over 5.